episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business. I'm Anna Angelova, business coach and consultant, and I have Jores with me, my co-host, who is also a business consultant. Hey, Jores, happy Wednesday.
Hey Anna, happy Wednesday. Beautiful, beautiful August Wednesday. And what is our beautiful topic today?
I think it's a perfect topic for today because like as we're recording this, you had an interesting conversation earlier throughout the day. So the topic for today is how to assess if a team member is ready for management, like to move to a management position, become a manager. And before we dive into like how you assess this, I do want to say something, and I truly believe this. Like I remember one of the books that I read with First Break All the Rules. I think this was the title. Like they were giving examples of what the great managers do differently, and one of the things like they were saying how that saying we have treat everyone the way you want to be treated. They break this and they treat everyone the way that they want to be treated. Like you treat every person the way he or she wants to be treated, not the way you want in that situation. But anyway, so one of the things there, and I truly believe in this, it was that especially in the corporate world, that corporate ladder we have, that at some point after working like 5 or 10 years with the corporation, like you automatically become the next in line to be the manager, and then senior manager and director and VP and all these kind of things. The thing is that not every person is supposed to become a manager. Not every person should be managing people, and not every person wants to be. There are people who are perfectly happy where they are. And I remember there were so many examples in the book where they were talking how I think one of the examples was a maid in a hotel. She was earning more than her manager. Like she was getting compensated, her salary was higher than the salary of her manager, but the way that she treated her work, the way that she would, like I think one of the examples was clean the fan, the cleaning, like she would does the fan because her thinking was going that, oh, the first thing that a tired customer comes to the hotel and the first thing they do is turn the AC on, the fan on. And it doesn't matter that there is no speck of dust on the desk when the fan is dusty. And then there were other examples of what she would do, like with like, when kids were staying, like how she would arrange the toys in certain ways, like always go beyond, above and beyond. And the thing is that not every single person is supposed to be a manager. And as we're having this conversation, yes, it's about identifying people who are ready to step up and lead others, manage others. But for the ones that are actually great at what they do and they're not meant to step up and manage others, find ways to compensate them for what they're great at. Don't push them to become managers, compensate them. And it doesn't have to be financial compensation. People respond to other types of compensations as well, like increased vacations, other types of gifts and recognitions. So I just wanted to mention this as a caveat. And now I want to open the floor for you, Joris, because you were discussing, in a way, this topic this morning.
Yeah, that very interesting topic and very well put. Now, a couple of points. What is a manager? If you look at really, not even manager, VP, I'm the chief, whatever officer, I'm the self-appointed this. If you actually look at these, they are spots. If it's a public company, there are spots in the org chart that have to be filled, and there are certain job descriptions, and they fall into a certain category of compensation. But if you put all of these together and you apply it to 90% of the people, including all the C-suits, at least in North America, almost 99% of that 90% don't fit. Because like you said, oh, you're next. Oh, you're the owner's niece. You're the owner's nephew. You're now our VP of IT. Or I was like, what? So management, ability to manage people, manage projects, manage customers, manage things around you is very organic and it takes time and it starts with managing yourself. If you cannot manage yourself and they appoint you to manage even one person, they put yourself, that other person, and the rest of the company in danger, in a position of failure. There are people that are so disorganized that they work until 11 p.m. And the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, if you don't work until 11 p.m., you're not part of my team. And I worked with companies where the CEO had a mandate called No Meeting Friday. Everybody looked at that mandate and said, "Oh, such a great CEO," but he was one of the toughest CEOs. Because if you really understand the meaning of No Friday meeting, that means you have to be so organized. You have to manage yourself, your tasks, your people, and their tasks, and their people, and their people, and their tasks so well that your entire Friday is free. You have to be so. Management is organic. And how do you identify people who can manage? It's very simple. First, look at those who manage themselves. Look at how they manage themselves. Look how they manage their own tasks. Somebody that has a 50% free time and is your most productive person is ready for management. It's very simple. They are so organized, they're so well organized. They manage their work, automated, whatever they did. They have 50% time left. So that's number one. Number two, put them in front of a customer, because managing yourself, your task, managing your peers is one thing. But as soon as you're put in front of the customer, external, outside of your company or the supplier or whatever that is, it's a whole new ballgame. A lot of people I've seen that are good at the former, but not, they fail at the latter, where they crumble in front of a tough customer. So then identify the people that are organized, start bringing them into calls with you, with the customer, and then throw them into the conversation, pull them into the conversation, see how they handle themselves. Then they leave them, then gradually you leave them off, and then gradually start expanding them. The conversation I had this morning. I have a very fantastic young lady that she was just a developer. Now she manages a team of four. She manages the customer expectations, but I think what has happened is she has reached her limit. She cannot go beyond this. She needs, and the reason I said this is organic is because you have to manage over time and learn on how to handle, like you said. Do you treat people the way you want to be treated, or do you treat people the way they want to be treated? For you to treat people the way they want to be treated is you have to connect to your people, you have to know your people. So it becomes, that doesn't mean you put an Excel spreadsheet, you put tasks, you assign to people, now you're managing them. No, you need to manage their expectations. You need to understand what they're looking for. So management is a very organic thing. It comes with time. And I would say I've been in IT for the last, since 1995. I've had I think two true IT managers in the last 30 plus years. Two truly, true, the word of management where they knew how to manage people, tasks, customers, external expectations, work-life balance, everything, because it's not just one thing, it's a big thing to manage.
And what I want to add in, again, everything you said is again absolutely spot on. In addition to what you were saying, like when someone how can you manage others if you can't manage yourself? Absolutely. And what you start seeing naturally in people who naturally are good at stepping up to the next level and becoming managers, becoming leaders, what you see is that like they also have that connection with others. Like naturally they mentor, naturally they start mentoring others, naturally they start helping others, naturally they take on more responsibility. They volunteer for things. They even ask, like, give me something more. Like, give me. I want more. Like I can do more. So this is another thing that happens because, like, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, not everyone is supposed to be a manager, and someone who is organized, very organized, and manages, for you to be able to manage yourself, yes, this is necessary, but it's not enough. Because people who are great at what they do, they can manage themselves, but it doesn't mean that they are really ready for the next step. Like, really, for the next step, like, you will see that the people who are capable of becoming managers, and I know that we use the right now we're using the words manage and lead, like both of them, but like they're different, of course. Management comes with a lot of bureaucracy and day-to-day things, like day-to-day, like making sure that the things are done, and operationally, and performance reviews and all these kind of things as well. So like all the admin stuff that comes as you become a manager. So it's as I was saying, like, it's important to look at also the way that the person interacts with others. Like, are they naturally mentoring? Are they naturally stepping in to help others? And those leadership skills, in a way, and management skills, they show up. They show up. Another one to look for is uh, EQ, right? Emotional intelligence, like being able to connect, like Joris, you already mentioned building relationships, and connecting with people and knowing how to handle situations, like even tough conversations and things like this. And yes, some things like you can't until you put someone into the position, like you don't know how they'll handle certain situations, but like you can definitely test these things. And yeah, so I think this is the biggest thing I wanted to mention, like, because like you already covered the other parts, so this is the biggest thing that I want to mention, that naturally you will see these people already stepping up and helping without even being asked, without even saying, oh, let me try this, without asking for permission. Naturally they will step up.
Proactively.
Yeah,
Proactively, yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned about the some of the tasks of a manager is admin, PPRs and timesheets and all that. To me, that's 10%. 90% of the time, a manager should engage with their team and learn how to, and I say this word, you hear me all the time, enable people. Because if you're a manager and you are assigning tasks, right, you can manage up to maybe 10, 20 people before you're working 100 hours a week. But if you enable people to manage themselves, then you can grow to managing 60 to 100 people without even 50% effort a day. So part of what you need to understand your team is, are they the type that you can enable? And there is a way to do it. Again, trial and error, trust them, pull them back, jump in when needed. Even now, I jump in twice a week, at least 3 times a week. One of my best leads that manages 40 of my people, he needs help. I jump in, I step in. But the rest of it, what I also trust him is with knowing when to ask for help and not going and shit the bed and then come back and for me to clean up. He knows when to ask for help. That's also so when you say enable, you enable your people to manage themselves, to do their own tasks, manage others, and ask for help, work life balance, passion. So that's part of the enablement. And like I said, there are good managers who do this. There are managers who don't even understand what the meaning of these words are or haven't ever heard of it. So enablement, enable, because if you enable other people, the more people you enable, the less you have to do. That means you can go get more business as a leader or a manager, as a small business owner or as a manager. And the more you get, the more you can delegate. And it's just such a positive cycle, right? But if you're stuck with people you cannot trust, then you chose wrong. And they're not easy to find, by the way. A lot of people, especially these days, they just want to say, they want to say, tell me what to do, I'll go do it, and then I want to go home at 5 o'clock. I don't want to take responsibility. I don't want to, be part of this. But some of them, so yeah, I think enablement is the most important part.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree that it's not easy to find these people, and chances are that you might not have anyone in your team who is ready, and that's why you go out and hire someone to fill that position to become the manager. And unfortunate, this is how things work. I did want to mention something as you were talking about enablement and all these things as well. That one of the other things is mm, we usually even when you go through some of the like management program, even if you go through this like some of the trainings and programs, traditional programs are also probably outdated, I would say. But the thing is that one of the like 90% of people don't get any kind of training on how to be managers, on how to be leaders. So this is a big thing, like as you were saying it, like one of the things once you identify someone who is actually ready or who looks like this person is ready, one of the best things you can do is invest in them. Invest in them and help them step up to this new level with more confidence, with more skills and knowledge. And like, there are a lot of ways you can invest in them, including coaching, and like our leadership empower 360 leadership coaching is actually a great option for you as a business owner, but also people who are stepping up to be more managers in your team as well, because it covers quite a few things. Like we already mentioned, like productivity, it covers relationships, emotional intelligence. It covers a lot of things, critical problem solving, like critical thinking, all these kind of things. So definitely take a look at it, check it out for yourself or for the person you are thinking of promoting. Mm, And if not ours, the coaching and solution, like there are other programs that help people become managers, and I would highly recommend investing in yourself first, actually, and invest in your people as well, because without growth, like without us becoming like someone might be ready for a manager, but chances are that this person is already doing a lot of self development on their own. Chances are that he or she is already reading the books, listening to podcasts, taking courses on her or her own time. So really think about you as a business owner. How can you enable this? I love the word enable, by the way, Jores. Like it's such a powerful word. So once you find someone, uh, give them a chance, train them, mentor them, coach them. You as the leader, as the business owner, as their manager ultimately, and getting outside help as well. Like, works and is really valuable and can do wonders for someone who already has the skills. Like the seeds are already there. It's just about watering it and letting it bloom.
One point, I agree, get outside help, but 99% of the management courses out there are to are the reason that 99% of the managers out there are not true managers, because all they do are, oh, you have to play group activity games and show me your name or tell me what's your so much important for you. It's like, it's like literally a source of aneurysm for me when I hear these things in some of our meetings. I think the best thing that you mentioned was get coaching, get advice. on how to do these things. These courses are absolute corporate waste of money. For corporations, it's tax deductible, so they don't care. They pay these companies to come in and do this ridiculous. I've had these in the 90s, early 2000s, early 2010s, and they're still the same ridiculous BS that are. So I would suggest, unless you really know, like word of mouth, these courses are good or you've taken them. And if you really want to send your team for coaching, take it yourself first. Take at least the first one, see what the value is. But absolutely get help, get coaching, get advice. Coaching, I think, is amazing because it's one on one, it's to the point, and it's catered to you. Fantastic session, Anna. I love it.
Oh, you shared so much, Jores. And yeah, so ultimately, yes, chances are that no one in your team is there. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not. But then who knows? You might see people in your, as you're listening to us today, you might be like, oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking of one person or another person, or like, so monitor them, see what's going on. And the other thing that I wanted to mention before, the last thing I wanted to mention before we wrap things up is ultimately ask them. This is like the simplest thing. Sometimes we forget about the simplest thing, and the simplest thing is like ask them, have a conversation. I see you take responsibility. I see you how well you're doing. I see you connecting well with others. Uh, are you up for becoming a manager? No pressure. No, like it's mandatory. You can still grow with the company. Like you can, if you decide to stay in this position, like you're great at what you do, fantastic. But just ask them. Like this is one of the simplest things, because there might be people who be like, oh yes, like I would love to, and there might be people who are like, not really. I don't feel like it. Like it's not like I love what I'm doing. I don't, management is not for me. I don't want to manage people. And like from the MBA program, actually, like one of my classmates, she doesn't want to get into management. She doesn't want to manage people. So one of the simplest things we forget sometimes is just to ask.
100%. Love it. Thank you, Anna.
Well, thanks, Joris. So yeah, this is it for today. And I'm actually curious if you do see some of these signs in someone in your team. Share what signs you see, like why, and if you have actually promoted someone and it has been successful, what else did you notice? Like maybe there's something that we didn't cover today in the 20 minutes, 25 minutes we've been talking. So share it in the comments. Let others see what else is out there, what they can look for when they assess whether someone is ready for a management position. And tomorrow, especially if you're starting your business or starting something new in your business where you're wondering whether to have a fixed package price or to have custom pricing, tomorrow is the episode for you. So come back, join us tomorrow, Thursday, with a brand new episode of More Than Just Task Management. This is it for today. Have a wonderful rest of the day, this beautiful first Wednesday of August, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, Joris.
Bye, Anna.
Bye.